G'day campers. Yeah, this is me by the campfire. I'm sitting under our new canvas blanket. This thing is awesome for outdoors. This makes up a blanket for the rooftop tent. You can use it as a blanket at home. You can use it as a picnic rug. It's canvas, like actual canvas on this side. The inside is flannel. So sitting around that campfire, having a few adult beverages, whatever your poison is, this is the ticket. If you like something that feels something nice and heavy, this is the way to go. This is designed that'll fit into a 72-inch tent and cover the whole tent pretty comfy. So have a look at those. Our canvas trail blanket, pretty nice. In a second, we're going to show you what our duck down blanket looks like, which is completely different.
So, hey, wait a minute. I think earlier we had a little technical difficulty and you may or may not have heard what I was saying. So obviously we're going to go through that here, but we're going to go ahead and bring Michael on anyway. And then we'll revisit that kind of stuff. So bear with me and let's get old Michael in here.
Hey everybody, welcome to the All Over Overland show. Lee, what's up?
So I don't think something went weird at the beginning. So
yeah, there was just logos.
Real quick, let me touch on a few things here real quick. Michael's going to introduce our special guest tonight here. It'll be just a few minutes. But I did want to say again that tonight's show is sponsored by the More Expo, which is the largest and only indoor expo in the Midwest and pretty freaking kick-ass, I might add. Overland, a Big Iron Overland Rally, 23-0 Expedition Superstore, Opus Camper, our buddy Chad at Overland Attic, CBI Off-Road, Princeton Designs, and DeVos Outdoors. And you know where to find us. All the good social media. It's just all over Overland and Overland Radio.
Yeah.
So how are you, brother?
Dude, I'm doing well. There's we got to mention that there is a big giveaway going on right now.
Yep.
With Overland Attic. So
I'll tell you about it real quick if you want.
Oh, you're going to? Oh, you probably have more of that stuff.
I got it all pulled up if you want.
Okay, good. Yeah, do it.
Okay, so it's the Overland Trip giveaway.
I couldn't remember the dates.
October the 22nd through the 24th. It's through the Ozark National Forest. And basically, this is an express rally event, and Overland Addict is giving someone fortunate enough to win this the opportunity to take the trip. And personally speaking, I haven't been on one yet. Notice I said yet. It's going to happen at some point in time, but I haven't. So anyway, it's a really cool thing put on by Express Rally. Chad at Overland Attic is their key sponsor, and he's done a few of them. And man, when he starts talking about him, he's got this cheesy shit-eating grin all across his face because I guess he's had, a hell of a good time, and he's eaten quite well too, from what I hear.
Yeah, the food's good. It's I went on the promo shoot, so the first Overland Rally that Express put on.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. It's a community kind of thing. So you're together with more people than you would probably normally go overlanding with. But there's a good community building kind of experience there. And you end up meeting people that you go on trips with, smaller trips later on. So if you're new to it or even experienced at this, it's a good experience to go on one of these rallies that they do. They're well put together. They've got everything figured out for you. You don't have to think anything. All you do is follow the taillights in front of you.
Yeah. So here's how you're going to get a chance to win. You go to overlandaddict.com. Every order you place on the website for $100 or more gets you an entry. So in other words, you spend $200, you get 2 entries. If you they want you to direct message them your order number so that they know that you placed your order and that you're want to be in for the giveaway. Tag your friends in the comments to get an additional entry. And the contest was only going to run from today through the 17th, which is Sunday. And they're going to pick a winner on the 18th. Monday morning. So it's a short
Short window.
window and short contest.
Good chance for you to win.
But here's the deal. It's a pretty badass event. And it's a great opportunity. So don't let that one slip you by.
If you forget everything that we say, just go to Overland Addict's Instagram page, and he has it posted there, as well as probably their Facebook page and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah. So anyway, that's gonna be
myself. That's funny.
Facebook.
No, I ain't doing it.
So anyway, yeah, what else, man? How you been?
I've been good. There's just not enough time in the day, to get done what you want done. And it really kind of made me think about what it is that we do, this overlanding, this exploring, this going outside, and the rush that our everyday life brings us.
Yeah.
And that, at work, you're not able to always, like slow down a little bit, but I find that the stress in my life is usually because I am trying to do too many things in one day, and I'm trying to go too fast, and I don't notice the sunrise, the sunset, all of those things. And, that's kind of the point of what we want to do, is to notice those things.
Well, it sounds like to me that we need to take a trip to the Enchanted Rockies, and you need to take your porta shitter and go sit on the side of that hill and look out over that vast land.
I do need to go to that. Yep.
And have a moment twice.
Yep.
Nah,
yep,
I'm with you.
Carson National Forest, man. Best place I've ever taken a crap.
Yeah.
God, I love it.
I'm with you, brother. I meet myself coming and going sometimes, and this week was busy for me. I'm trying to get ready last minute to go to the rendezvous. Now, many of you heard me over the last few weeks say, I'm not going. And honestly, had Opus not called me and said, could you please take the marketing trailer down to the rendezvous, I probably still wouldn't be going. No, I know I wouldn't be going. But here I am, leaving tomorrow to take the trailer down there. So I am now going to the rendezvous, even though
you said you weren't.
I said I wasn't.
Told everybody you weren't going to go.
Exactly. I mean, AJ Williams was, you could tell he was like, ha, 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 you're going to go, And
yeah, he called it.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, anyhow, so you know what? I'm going to have a good time anyway, even if I got to leave the damn place and get away from them side-by-sides if they're everywhere. But
it'll be interesting to see if the side-by-sides are that prevalent this year. There's been talk that there's not going to be as many there. Some people said the groups that were there last time aren't going to be going this year, or aren't. They're told that this weekend's not available. I don't really know for sure. I think that the rendezvous has gotten big enough that birds might consider that.
Yeah. If not, I think we're going to get Mason Berry to get us some spike strips. And
he's a side-by-side guy himself.
Yeah, well, he's got to pick team.
Even Brad with Trail Recon talked about he's got one at home.
I'm not opposed to them. I'm opposed to the idiots that drive them.
They're like mopeds and fat women, man.
Yeah, they're all fun till your buddies catch you riding it or doing it. But anyway, I'm not opposed to the side-by-sides. Truthfully, it's more of the idiots that are driving the side-by-sides, the ones that come by our tents.
And it's kind of one of those things. Unfortunately, and I hope that it's only like 5% or 10% of the side-by-side people are that way. But just like with everything, they ruin it for all the other side-by-side people, because they give this bad reputation of, beer guzzling and on the trail and driving at night and, doing
Sounds
donuts.
Like a bunch of overlanders. I know.
Yeah, doing donuts and rooster tails in the
airstrip.
The airstrip there at Birds. I got somebody kicked out last year because of that. Because that could kill somebody. So
see, those are the guys we need to have spike strips for.
Yeah.
Hey, have you done anything to your truck lately?
No. I've used it. I went and got some monkey grass.
Like, have you hadn't camped
wood.
or anything? Didn't I see you like last? Well, no, we've talked since then. Never mind. You were cooking out of the back and outside enjoying the sun. And
I do that as much as possible.
Yeah.
have my morning coffee out there whenever I can.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Well, hey, enough
Who do
about
we
us.
have? What? So who do we have
So
tonight?
we're gonna have Eric and Kyle on. Now, Eric and Kyle are part of STL Toyota Off-Road. It's a Facebook group that you guys need to check out. They're Toyota people, you know, in that St. Louis area, and they've got a YouTube channel going, so they're growing. Don't plant monkey grass.
Say you were kidding.
No, I want monkey grass. My parents, so my parents have had this monkey grass since we've owned that. They've owned that house, and it is. I just like it. I've been around it all my life, and I've got this little spot in front of my front porch that I'm not going to grow anything in because I don't have a green thumb. But monkey grass will do its thing. You just leave it and let it go, and it'll do its thing. So
drive safe, Jim. Sorry.
Yeah, Jim, be safe. Be safe. That frozen chicken, get it there. But
So
we're gonna have Eric and Kyle on, so let's bring them on. Yo!
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on, guys?
I just want everybody out there listening to know that as you could tell by the title, these guys are from St. Louis, which 1 is a strike against them. 2, they're driving a Toyota. And 3, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a Gator thing. They're a little too close.
Oh, let's talk about more.
I'm just kidding, guys.
Wow.
It's
that Toyota loving that
I told
he's
you
feeling right
that
now.
the hazing would start right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Man, that didn't even
We're glad to have you guys.
very long at all.
Ray, we're glad to be on.
Good to be here.
Thanks for having us, in all honesty.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you better save that till the end of the show. Decide whether or not you're glad you're here.
Hey, I'm already
Especially-
laughing. It's a good
Especially
time.
if Michael starts getting drunk and takes his
Well, hey,
shirt off.
since we're talking about all that, let's go ahead and have a mandatory whiskey or whatever you're drinking shot.
All right, we're drinking beer.
Drinking beer. We've got the
I
oil
told
fire
you the
going.
whole Gator thing. They're drinking
Oh,
beer.
shit.
White Claw is what they're drinking.
Yeah.
It's actually O'Fallon Brewery Vanilla Pumpkin Beer.
Oh,
Oh.
even better. You did not redeem yourself with
That
vanilla
is
pumpkin
so
brew.
sweet.
Hey, what's even worse?
Wow.
It's Eric's, and I'm just drinking it.
Well, again, that doesn't help.
Oh shit, that's funny.
You
Oh,
probably
man.
got,
I'm glad we can
probably
do
got
this
the
for
ladies Toyota stickers on your trucks too.
They
No.
may or may not be pink, but it's all right.
Yeah, see, like I
Hey.
told you, I get you.
That's
We
so-
have
Now-
a rainbow version.
The rainbow version,
We
awesome.
can send one to you
God.
if you like.
No, I'm good. I'm in a Nissan, so I know you're
Yeah.
gonna hate on the
That's-
Nissan.
That's
but-
even worse. There's only 2 kind of people that drive a Nissan: Frontier.
Oh, I'm waiting.
what?
You can keep waiting.
Okay, we'll move on. So, since you're Toyota people, let's talk about first. What are you guys driving?
I drive a '97 Toyota 4Runner. It's got
See, now
200.
you've redeemed yourself a little bit right there.
Why is that?
Well, I like the older stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
3rd gen. I mean, I don't know. It's what I have, and maybe that's my favoritism because of that. But I really do love the 3rd gen. It's just got the right curves, man. It's
I
bullet
agree. They're
Yeah.
probably one of the better looking ones, I feel.
Yeah.
I actually got 2 rigs. I got a 2003 Toyota 4Runner and a 1988 Toyota 4Runner.
See,
Damn,
even better.
you got it old school.
Yeah, you got
the-
that right.
It is new to his arsenal, and it's kicking ass.
I actually had a 97 4Runner that I traded for the 88.
Wow.
Damn.
I don't know if I did
Hey,
good
hey.
or bad, but I'm happy.
Well,
Well,
good.
Eric wants to know what kind of friend gives his friend pumpkin beer anyway.
Toyota friends. That's the kind of friend
Hey,
right there.
pumpkin beer is delicious. And so
I'm
is
sure it is.
lemonade.
I'm sure it is. So is that.
So you
drink
guys got
that
some
my
pretty
girlfriend
cool
had the
rigs
other
then.
night that was all
Yeah.
colorful.
They're all right, man. They're used and abused. I'm telling you, we take them out. We wheel them pretty hard, and I probably wheel mine harder than I should. But you get it out and around other guys, and you're like, I can climb that fucking wall. I can do that. And then
So okay, now that brings up: are you guys and and I've checked out your page and I've seen videos and different things like that, so I know a little bit more than probably some of the people that might be listening. But How do you have your setup, Eric? Do you have your setup more for rock crawling, more for overlanding, or kind of a hybrid?
Well, in all honesty, probably more of a overlanding type deal. I want to be more overland geared. It's just we have a tendency to go off road so often and just do things that we shouldn't be doing. So, like going to these off road parks, that we have pretty awesome off road parks around here.
Yeah.
And just doing these obstacles just to do them is fine and it's great. You know, it builds your skills up and it's great. And it's fun doing it. However, at the end of the day, you know, you're going to an off road park and you break shit and you don't really accomplish anything.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're going overland and you have an obstacle in front of you, and you know you have to climb that obstacle to get to a destination, it's different, you know. And so, I'm trying to be more overland geared lately.
Yeah. Well,
See,
I think the off-road park, you know, I've done the off-road park thing before down in Hot Springs, and it seems like when you're with people in that situation, you're more likely to do something dumb.
Absolutely.
100%.
You know, if you're especially if you're with a big group, you know, a
Yes.
bigger group. And that's usually when you go to an off-road park, you usually have a bigger group, or you get roped into the people next to you and you go with them, or, you know, whatever. But whenever
Right.
you're overlanding, usually it's a little smaller group, and that technical line, you try to find the safest line
Yes.
on that technical line. Now, you've always got that one guy that breaks his shit every time we go out, but that's just expected. Oh, that's you, Eric. Oh, nice.
That's me.
Yeah, he broke a U-joint in his dry shaft last time we went out, and he's still kind of down from that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was one of those-
You guys are gonna love this.
Okay.
I just went and shared the broadcast into a Jeep only group and said it's Toyota bashing night. Join in.
Toyota Fashion Night?
Bashing.
Oh, bashing. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I posted that in a Jeep page with a link to the thing so they could all come bash you guys.
All I can
You know,
say
here's
is
the deal.
meet me on the
That's just going to
trail.
drive people to your page.
Yeah,
That's all
that's
it's
all
going to do.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All I
Yeah.
can say is meet me on the trail. And
Take
that's
that
about
all
it.
day long. Yeah, the challenge has been
Oh.
laid out right there.
The line was drawn.
That's
And mind
right.
you, my vehicles are stock with a lift kit. No skids, no armor, no tent, nothing. They are literally my daily drivers that I take out and beat to hell and bring back home and still drive every day.
That's
So
awesome.
I've had a squeak underneath the truck for the last couple weeks, and it just started. And I think it happened when we crossed the river, when we were doing that Buffalo River trip with Overland Addict. I have damaged
Uh-oh.
one of the brackets that holds the hanger for the muffler. Not the hanger, but one of the brackets that holds the hanger.
Oh,
It is like
Funny.
almost pancaked. So luckily it's just bolted on. So
I had my freaking catalytic converter stolen, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago now. And I mean, I just got a piece of that flex pipe, you know, that you patch mufflers with. I got a piece of that in there right now. But man,
Let
like
me
you
ask you
said,
a question.
yeah.
Were you over on East St. Louis around Cahokia when that happened?
No, man, in Potosi, Missouri. You'll have to look that
'cause
up on a map.
by all rights, you should have been. That sounds like something that happened in Cahokia at the strip club over there.
You are not mistaken there.
Lee knows his way around the strip clubs. It
Apparently.
comes up almost every
I know
episode.
I can tell you just about where they're all at.
It comes,
But anyway.
it comes up
that's funny
often.
because I've never been.
You got your car with the stamps on it.
I'll send you my frequent flyer
Yeah.
card.
It's like a passport. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
A strip port. Oh, that sounded bad. Let's
So
not do
we're
that.
gonna do like a drinking word here. Like every time somebody says Overland, you
Toyota.
gotta take a drink.
Oh,
Toyota.
shit.
Toyota.
Oh.
All right. Every time Toyota. You
Well,
called it.
it's for the people listening. Yes. Every time the word Toyota comes up, everybody listening has to take a shot.
Everybody listening? Oh, I'm listening. You're
Well,
listening to me.
I drink too much throughout the show anyway to
No shit.
to add more to it. So Toyota, 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 Toyota,
Oh,
Toyota.
fuck.
Do it.
We're doing it.
Right on.
There you
So
go.
You guys are pretty fun, and I need to know, because we kind of hinted at this, and you said there might be a story. What's like now? Is it the most crazy thing that's happened to you when you're camping? Is that kind of where we were going with it?
Yeah, the most crazy thing that happened, actually. Eric
wasn't
missed
there.
out on this, but his
Doppelganger, apparently.
older brother was involved.
It's not my older brother,
But
but
some random guy that looked exactly like him.
Really?
So I was meeting up with two other guys from the group. There's Eric, me, Garrett, and Brandon were like the top guys in the group. We're always hanging out and whatnot. We went to a local spot to go hang out, and this guy's following me on these back roads, and I stop and pull off on the road. He asked, "Hey, can I come hang out?" Blah 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 blah. And I tried leaving this guy. He follows me and my buddy to our spot. He's hanging out with us. We're drinking. He rides along with us, and
Sounds
this guy
familiar.
he drunk a whole bottle of wine. Drunk, loud, annoying. We asked him to leave, and he lost it. He
Really?
started MFing, cussing us out, trying to fight us, to the point to where my buddy Garrett actually starts fighting with this guy, throwing hands. Like, this guy won't go down. He is drunk, trying to hurt us. And then my buddy Brandon jumps in. Two guys trying to take this guy down, and he does not go.
Huh.
So in the meantime, I'm hiding because I got my gun in my hip, and I didn't want this guy to get a hold of it. I'm not going to get close and let him get the opportunity to pull my gun off my hip. He keeps cursing us, threatening us, and all of a sudden now he's starting to threaten to kill us. So I pull my gun. I'm like, "Hey, guy, nuh-uh, you stay right there."
Wow.
And everybody split. Everybody ran. This guy chased my buddy, Garrett, tried running him off the road, shooting at him on the road. And, boy, I tell you what, that was one crazy night. We lost a barbecue pit.
Oh. Lee and I had an evening where we thought shit was going to happen. We were at a place we're calling Overland Radio Island. Is that
This
the
was
way?
just like this is like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we didn't get to the island, so we're at Crackhead Point is what I was calling it, because
Okay,
it seems like
nice.
that's where all the crackheads were coming.
we can
And
relate.
this guy was being sketchy, and it's late, it's dark, and we've got our girls with us. I've got my daughter, Lee's
Right.
got his young daughter, and so we're super heightened protective anyway, more so than normal because we got our kids. Well, this guy comes rolling by and just rolls his window down, starts talking to us, and he's like, "Hey, you mind if I hang out for a little bit?" And we're like, "Well, we can't tell him no, because we
Right.
could, but
I know
it's like a
exactly.
popular spot." So we were like, "Yeah, sure, we'll probably be going to bed soon or whatever." And he was just being weird. And then he was digging around. Lee got up and he was digging around. Oh no, you hadn't got up yet. Your back was to him, and he was digging around in the passenger's window. And I was like, "This can't be good." So I just gave Lee one of these signs. Go get your gun if you don't already have it on you. And so he got up and got his gun, came back. Everything was fine. And then the guy left because we were saying we were going to bed, and went off four-wheeling around not too far from us so we could hear him and see his headlights every once in a while. But it was pretty sketchy for a minute. I thought we were about to get robbed because, we have all this nice shit.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of our shit out. And the guy was super scared. What was he driving? Like a Buick?
Buick Sabre or something, wasn't it?
Oh,
no, it was a.
Nah, it was like an Envoy thing.
Yeah. GMC Envoy.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to do these mods to
He was gonna make it 4-wheel drive and solid axle, swap the front end.
I'm sure he was going to do that.
Hey, there's a common theme in this story. The guy that appeared in us was in a Chevy truck. So stay away from the people.
Fucking Chevy people, man.
I'm not dogging on Chevy.
I used to be a Chevy guy until I learned what quality was.
I don't know. Lee's got a pretty sweet ride. He's got the Colorado ZR2 diesel.
Oh,
it's.
Well, see, here's the thing for you.
Pretty envious.
GM and Toyota have been working hand in hand for years. So you basically got a glorified Toyota, bud.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
Oh.
Hey, look at the wheel wells. Look at the wheel wells.
Oh, shit.
Lee was in a Toyota for a while too. Well, no,
So-
one.
Well,
And-
one and almost the second one.
Almost the second one. And it couldn't pull a trailer, so he had to get rid of it.
It's a
I don't
great
blame
da-
him.
It was a great daily driver, but
Was it a Tacoma or what?
it was a 4Runner. Then I went and got a Tacoma and tried it, and I was like, nah. So
I will give you that. The 3.5 in that Tacoma, and the way they have it geared in the transmission,
Yeah.
for pulling anything, it doesn't work.
it's actually
Yeah.
better than the 4Runner. It pulled better than the
Really?
4Runner did. Yeah, the 4Runner is only a 5-speed. The
Yeah.
Tacoma 6-speed is geared slightly different, and it did pull just a little bit better.
Okay, interesting.
But
No, the best thing Toyota did was put a V8 in their 4th gen. That's
Yeah.
about it.
yeah, the best thing that I did was get rid of that shit.
Oh,
And
I tell you what, though,
listen,
it really
that-
sucks riding behind him or in front of him or whatever, because I had to fill up 2.5 times for every 1 tank of gas that he had to get.
no
Yeah.
kid.
Oh wow! Oh,
Well,
he's
diesel.
got that diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
so
ridiculous.
Hey, I'm not gonna hate on it. I like it.
I mean,
I'd
here's
go
the
with that
thing.
if I can afford it.
I wouldn't have bought it had it been a gas. I just
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm getting like, even with a big Alucab canopy up there, bucking the wind and all, and the weight, I'm still getting 22 miles to the gallon. And when I'm pulling a 4,000-pound trailer, I'm getting like 17.6.
That's my average.
I'm getting 11, pulling nothing.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I just somehow got back up to 14, I think 14.7. But for a while I don't know why, but for a while I was at 12.
Now I'm trying to talk my wife into let me buy another truck. And then I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's
let
gonna go
Michael
full
drive.
size.
And then I'm gonna let Michael drive to Colorado when we go
Uh-oh.
somewhere and haul trailers.
So is that the Bison edition?
No, I just got the ZR2. I couldn't see paying the extra for the
For
Bison
the bumpers.
yeah, I mean it's just bumpers and stuff. So and a little stitching in the back seat. But
Yeah.
now I'm trying to talk my wife into a 3500 Ram.
Ooh. Oh
there you
man,
go for it.
those power wagons, or not the power wagons. Those
Yeah.
are sweet.
Yeah.
I work
So,
as a
so
mechanic.
far it's not going real well. But there hasn't been a hard hell no or F no.
Yeah.
Wow.
I work as a mechanic. I can tell you those Dodge diesels are the only way to go whenever you want power. They
Oh yeah. I gotta be honest with you. That Dirty Max I got, or Mini Max as some people like to
Yeah.
call it. Now I will say this: if I'd have had a Toyota that had a diesel in it, I'd have kept it. But obviously, I mean, it's $18,000 to do the diesel.
Rumored,
swap, and
Oh my
rumored that they're going to bring that diesel into the
I did see
into
that.
the newer vehicles.
Okay. So do you guys watch Whistling Diesel?
I have watched it in the past, but I have not watched it in a while.
Okay. Well, I guess you can't really relate then. But he imported that Hilux from
Oh.
Japan with that diesel in it.
Oh
And-
yeah, I saw that.
I mean, okay, Whistling Diesel, like, yeah, for a lot of people hate on him because he just destroys everything.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, he did end up destroying that Toyota. However, it took so much abuse before it.
Yeah,
Like,
I heard that he was getting that in just to tear it up. So I hadn't seen the videos, but I heard a lot about it.
dude, that thing, he beat the crap out of it, and it took it. I have we've been in Toyota guys for a long time now, but I even had a newfound respect after seeing that. Like, watch those videos; they're pretty badass.
I still think they're shit, but anyway.
Well, and I watched something the other day where they were talking about the reliability, and I'm really not trying to talk shit on Toyota, but I did find it interesting that everybody preaches about the reliability, but I always hear about them, somebody saying they need to repair something, but that's every vehicle out there. But the reliability factor is in the engines are made to be rebuilt 3 times. That's why they last so long. So they're built to be rebuilt 3 times, where most engines, you get one rebuild out of them and you try to do another one and they're worthless. So I thought that was kind of an interesting way to put it as far as the reliability factor for Toyota, that they can last longer because they're built to be rebuilt.
Okay, I mean,
That's
I see your
true.
point.
That's
Yeah.
true. Actually, I worked as an engine machinist. I've had my hands in almost any engine you can name. And the least I've seen are Toyota or Nissan or most imports, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
But most Toyotas I see hit 300,000 miles, 400,000 miles in their factory engines, not rebuilt.
Yeah.
My fiance actually burnt down the engine in my 4th Gen 4Runner, and I'm looking to rebuild it. And I'm doing research, and it says I can't bore out the cylinders, and if I have to, I got to start with a new block. So there's that. You know.
No,
Well,
now Skip here's got 305,000 on his Sequoia.
It's pretty badass.
But and he's rigged it out really nice. I mean, it's really nice. The problem is that he's an old fart and he drives like an old fart. So I mean, it's gonna last that long because he drives like he's, you know, got a walking cane with him.
Wow.
So I was gonna say, Michael said
Skip.
Michael said he hears about people having issues with their Toyotas. Now, but our realm of what we're into, the overlanding, the off-roading thing, now that's going to be more inherent to have issues like CV shafts. Okay, CV shafts on a freaking
ball
Toyota.
joints, CV shafts. Those are the
But that happens to all of them. I mean,
and that's kind of my point. That it happens. Most of that stuff happens to everybody.
Chad's saying his 97 4Runner has 355,000 miles on it. But what he's not telling you is that he's on his like 4th motor and 5th transmission.
Why are you bashing the people in the chat,
all
dude?
day and
it smokes like a freight train.
It's got low compression, can barely make it up a hill. That's how my 1st Gen is.
Hey, Mark Bruce is on.
Okay,
and
let's
they've
ask
got
Mark.
some new products. We're gonna have to get Mark Bruce on because they've got they've got a portable battery system coming out.
Dude, they got some kick-ass solar
They're
panels.
with Red Arc. Just
sorry.
Yeah.
Mark is down in Australia. You know where they drive on the wrong fucking side of the car and the wrong side of the fucking road.
Australia's got all the cool vehicles though, man.
But I was gonna say, but he listen, Mark's got the baddest of badass motorcycles, but they do have a lot of really cool vehicles down there. But yeah, you're right, Michael. We need to get him on.
Yeah, because they've got a lot of stuff going on.
What is the Nissan, the full-size Nissan they have over there in Australia? The Nissan SUV.
The Patrol?
I don't know.
Patrol, yeah, the Patrol.
Yeah.
That thing is pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're pretty badass. They're right there with like the Land Cruisers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I've got a buddy that is in South Africa that keeps trying to get me to buy one because he can get me one shipped over here for actually a pretty decent price.
Really?
Hey, you only live once.
I am a little I would like to do that.
Man,
super unique.
Your truck right now, I mean, in the market, it's going to hold its value. You can get what you want out of your truck right now.
Yeah, I got a pretty good deal on mine. I got a 2016, and it hadn't even had a scratch on the skid plates, and it had ARB front bumper and shockworth sliders and rear bumper and old man emu already on it. But I mean, I'm going to change out the suspension soon. But I've got scratches on the skid plates now.
Well, I hope so.
Oh yeah. We've rectified that. So
was that like a congratulations?
Let's kind of find out a little bit more about you guys now. How did you guys get into the off-road world? I'm sure you guys both have your own separate stories. Is this something you've been doing since you were kids? Did your parents do it? Eric, you go first and kind of tell us about your background in off-roading.
Okay, I grew up. Well, like my 16, my first car was a Trans Am. So right off the bat from 16, I'm into hot rods, So then, you get to high school and then all of a sudden, everybody's driving around these old 79 Ford trucks, and so I'm like, it's a small town we live in. It's, a bunch of rednecks, it's all good. But then I'm always a GM guy. So then from there, I've probably owned, 10 square bodies. And so I've been a square body guy for years. I mean, different from my daily drivers to Suburbans to Blazers. My favorite one was a lifted Suburban. And I mean, it was pretty badass. So a lot of mudding. Can you
believe the money they're getting for square bodies right now?
I know. They're
it's
gold.
Insane.
There used to be
they're beautiful trucks.
Yes.
What was the guy that we had on Sub Overland? Right,
Yeah, he does
the
the
suburban guy.
Overland. Yeah.
Dude, he made some
Is
wicked
it
cool.
is it green?
Well, he
No,
builds them and
He
sells them.
builds them.
Oh, gotcha.
What did he say? He
has
had
a
like
couple different designs for the rear end.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
where he takes the seats out, one where he doesn't. But he finds them, and he's been doing it for years. So
Right.
he was finding whenever they were cheap. Now they're a little harder to find.
Yeah.
But he will make sure the engine's running perfect, and then they'll build them out, and then they'll sell them for a pretty decent price. I mean, sub $15,000,
Oh,
for some of
wow.
them,
That's
built
not
out
bad.
like that. And people come pick him up and go out, and he's got a couple of people that are doing this full time, out of these
Nice.
Suburbans. So
Man, they're cool vehicles, man. They're huge. There's plenty of room.
yeah.
And I mean, they're cool vehicles, man. They're sexy. A square
Yeah.
body Chevy is a sexy truck.
I
So
actually
you
grew
were
up
into square body Chevy pickup trucks, and then what happened?
You know, I've always camped. I've camped my entire life. My mom and dad had an RV. We went camping all the time. Never like overlanding. It's always just been camping, state
Yeah.
park and stuff like that. So then, later on in life, I kind of go through a rough patch in life. And then I found, then I started going to like national parks. Smoky Mountain National Park is what actually changed everything for me. I know you're a photographer, so
Yeah.
I actually got into photography then, and like behind the camera changed everything. I started seeing everything very, very differently after I started taking pictures. And like, I'm actually loving the pictures, but then I see other people are liking the pictures as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then it gave me the fuel to do more with that. So I'm like, okay, I can drive to this spot on the road. So then I started like backpacking. I started doing a lot of backpacking, going to places that people can't really see, doing a lot of that. And then I wanted to do more. So what actually got me into a Toyota is Lifestyle Overland. Oh,
Really?
yeah, great. Lifestyle Overland with their
Interesting.
5th gen Toyota.
Yeah.
I seen all the cool shit that they were doing. And I mean, I actually started, like messaging him, and he'd actually messaged me back, so I started talking to him, and he just seemed like really cool. And I started talking about his Toyota, and he said he liked his Toyota. So I'm like, and the reason I went with the 3rd gen is basically because that was what I could afford at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Toyotas weren't like outrageous at that moment, so I bought me a 3rd gen, and that's it, man. I just, you start with a stock vehicle, and then you buy, a lift, new tires, and then it goes on from there, and then now I just to the point where I kind of want to share that with everybody. And I guess you could say, obviously we're a Toyota, Toyota fanboys, but they're good vehicles. And in our area, it's Toyota or it's Jeep. I mean, Nissans really don't exist too much around here. And as far as like Chevys go, I mean, it's still, square body Chevys as far as like, mud goes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But and I just didn't want a Jeep because everybody had a Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
So Toyota was the choice.
Yeah,
And
I
here
mean, and we make fun of Toyota, we make fun of Jeep, but I mean, there's a reason why they're the 2 most popular off-road vehicles in the overlanding market. I mean, there's a reason. They put more R&D behind it than anybody else has. They've got quality products. We were talking about the reliability. All of them break. I've got a buddy that has over 300,000 miles on his Jeep, so it can happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It just depends on how you take care of it. Usually, I think on the Jeep world, as far as the bad rap they get for reliability is that they just have a lot of people that want a Jeep to have a Jeep, not to do with it what a Jeep's supposed to do or to build it the right way. And so they go out and they ruin these, Dana 30 axles and, and their transmissions suck. And, there are issues with them. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But I think so many people think, well, I've got a Jeep that can go do anything out of the box, and it can do a lot, but it can't do anything out of the box. And they push them too hard. Or they're just the kind of people that don't check the oil ever.
That's very common.
I mean, a Rubicon.
Yeah,
a Rubicon out of the box, man. A Rubicon out of the box is a super capable rig, man.
Yeah, but you're talking about somebody that's looking for that. You know,
Yeah.
most people are going to get the X, you
Yeah.
know, or the sport, maybe the sport, you know, and they're thinking they can do Rubicon things in those
That's true.
vehicles, and
Yeah.
they can't. So
No.
the people that are going to
No.
spend the money for the Rubicon, you know, are going to do Rubicon things most
Yeah.
likely. You know, it was like the Sahara. You know, everybody thought that, you know, people would buy the Sahara thinking it was badass. It was just a trim package. It wasn't any
Right.
more capable than anything else. It just had nicer seats.
That was it.
Yeah.
They were nice seats though.
Oh yeah, they're real nice seats.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that kind of got you into the Toyota, and then let's skip over to Kyle for a minute. Kyle,
Yeah.
how did you get into this world?
Well, just like Eric said, I grew up in the back of a square body Chevy, actually Suburban. My dad was into mudding. I actually grew up into hot rods, muscle cars, and all that. I got
Wait,
tired of
did he
getting
say he
tickets.
was conceived in the back of a square body, or he grew
No,
up in
it
the
was
back?
actually I grew up in the back.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
just clarifying that.
No,
Maybe.
my dad had a lifted Suburban all my life, actually several of them. I was actually brought home in the back of a 1969 Chevy Nova, so I mean, there's that.
Oh, nice.
There's that.
Grew up in muscle cars and all that. I got tired of speeding tickets and all that crap. You know, down here there's drag racing in the streets, and I got tired of all that trouble, so I found another way to have fun,
Mm-hmm.
which was off road. And to tell you the truth, I wanted something that scared the shit out of me, and climbing a big rock face scares the shit out of me. So I'm gonna go for it.
Very nice.
You know, I can't get a ticket at an off-road park for playing around, but I can get a ticket on the street driving too fast. So, you know, that was my whole thing. I wanted a challenge. I was actually looking at buying a Jeep, but the whole reliability factor played a part. And I mean, Toyota's a Jeep Cherokee. I mean, it's a square. It's ugly. I'm sorry. A Wrangler's all right, but you know, I want something that's gonna last. So I bought a Toyota. And
Yeah, I can't say anything about the Jeep reliability. You know, my Liberty that I may do things that it was not meant to do.
Well, a Liberty
Died.
isn't a Jeep.
no,
No, it's not.
That's just a Chrysler.
No, it's a Toyota with the Jeep label on it.
Well,
Man,
there you go.
that's a stretch. That's a real big
It's more like a
stretch.
I
Fiat.
said that once because, you know, it's independent front suspension.
I was going to let
and
you go with it. Yeah. I was
so
let you go.
everybody was like, "Oh man, I can't believe you just said that."
Hey, Eric says -1 for not being conceived in the pickup.
-1, there you go. So we've got kind of your background on how you guys got into the vehicles. What made you, or what got you into starting ST Toyota Off-Road? STL, sorry.
Go ahead.
So to be quite honest, I just got into my 4th gen 4Runner. I had moved to a new area, had no friends. I had no one to go wheel with, which I wanted to wheel with. You know, I wanted to go off road. I actually met up with a local group that's more into X version vehicles, and they had an off-road event, and that's where I met Eric. And we're sitting there talking. It's like, you know, it'd be cool to have kind of group like this where we go host off-road events, get new people out, you know, help people test their skills. And we started talking from there, and over a cup of coffee, a couple weeks later, we came up with this brilliant idea to start STL Toyota Off-Road. Now, we're in DeSoto, Missouri, which is about an hour south.
Yeah, we're
of
not
St.
actually
Louis,
in St. Louis.
but that's the nearest city.
Yeah.
I mean, who the hell has heard of St. Louis? I mean, the Cardinals,
Yeah.
Rams, you name it. Who has heard of DeSoto? I mean, there's a railroad here, and that's about it.
Of course, Lee has.
Thanks, Liz.
There's no strip clubs here.
I'm confused now. How that happened.
But the whole point it was to start this group, not only for me to meet up with people to go hang out and do off-road stuff, but for other newbies to get their feet wet.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're new or not, it's just a place for people to get together and have someone to wheel with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's several groups, SMS Overland. There's a lot in this area, but no one's really. I mean, I don't want to go drive 600 miles over the weekend. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
But what I do got is, off-road park that's an hour away from me or 3 hours away from me, and I can go there and spend a weekend. Now, I'm not against Overland, and I like it a lot, but
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not, I'm working towards that.
This is the Overlander.
Yeah, I'm more towards off-roading. I like to beat up my vehicle and then go camp somewhere else. I've been camping all my life, so my fourth gen 4Runner is going to be geared to Overlander, while my first gen is going to be more of a rock crawler. So,
Oh, you hurt my heart. You hurt my heart. Although I think that's the better platform to make a rock crawler.
yeah, I'll do a solid axle swap maybe in the future and have a lot of fun with it. But I mean, I'm here to see what the vehicle can do, and I'm here to see what I'm brave enough to do, as well as getting other people out. That's the whole point of it, is get people out, let them get experienced, let them see if this is their niche. Like, hey, bud, do you want to climb this rock face, or do you want to go cross the river, or, just drive a pretty gravel road?
Yeah, it's funny. I think that, in the beginning, I think there was a lot of rock crawlers that became overlanders.
Yes.
They were tired of tearing their shit up.
Exactly.
And then there's also, because of the tire sizes getting so big, it used to be 33s were, man, you got 33s, you must really wheel that thing, back in the 90s. And then 35s, if you had 35s, that's like having 42s now.
Right.
It was like craziness. But I think you're starting to see a lot of even the overlanding people are starting to get bigger tires and wanting to challenge their vehicle and their skills a little bit more. So off-road parks are getting, used a lot more. And, going to Utah, going to Moab, going to all those kind of places, you're seeing a big mix. And there's this kind of this hybrid. Because I had asked you guys, are you the Overland, the rock crawler, or the hybrid? That hybrid area is your kind of a rock crawler and kind of an Overlander.
Absolutely.
You're somewhere in the middle with a lot of people. It's becoming a bigger segment.
I'd say that's what we're geared for. We just want to go out and have fun, pretty much.
We want to have fun, but we started the group because we want other people to enjoy it too. And we've had several events where people have bought a brand new Toyota and they've never been off road in their life. And they show up, and they're just like, hey, do I put it in 4-wheel drive for this?
We're like, exactly.
We're like, oh, okay.
Holy shit, for real?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had an event where some 60, 70-year-old guy showed up in a 5th gen 4Runner. He was an old military guy, so, he's got some balls, but he's never done anything like this. We take him up some trail, go hang out at a lake, hang out for a while, and he had a blast. Now, the other guy in this modified Toyota, he was bored because he's not climbing some weird face or something. But that's the thing. We taught the new guy what this is all about.
Yeah.
While still getting the experienced guy somewhere to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple of questions here. One is, do both you guys live in DeSoto?
Yes. Yeah. Like within 15 minutes from each other.
And you're in DeSoto right now.
Yes.
And they got fucking internet. Who would have ever guessed?
So welcome to 2021.
Yeah. So okay.
It comes through the air. Can you believe that? How the hell do they do that?
Do you guys go to the west and go to Sullivan to meet up, or do you go to Festus or Bloomington? Where do you guys have your events at? Because you're kind of
anywhere.
You're in that little middle of the triangle there for at least what I would call relatively heavily populated areas. I mean, I know St. Louis is a little further north, but
yeah, we're within an hour of 2 off-road parks, Pruitt Mountain and Moonlight. The other ones are quite further away. So that puts us in a great spot. When we have events, we have people meet up with us either at the local Walmart, which is like a stone's throw away from where we're sitting, or at the place. It's really helps because there's 2 off-road parks within an hour from us. I know one really well. The other one I don't know too well, but we got buddies that do. So it really helps where we're at, just out of St. Louis.
Well, we got
that's what I wasn't sure is if you guys like took off to Sullivan and met up, because there's 44 over there.
Yeah.
And then you got what's the north-south interstate?
55.
55. Thank you.
Yep.
Right.
That's over on the other side of you, and I wasn't sure, which direction you guys went. Did you cross over and go into Kentucky? No, is it Illinois? From where
No,
you're
not
at?
yet.
Yeah.
We try to stay away from Illinois as best as we possibly can.
Yeah, no shit.
Their roads are worse than the roads at the off-road park.
They're
I tell you what.
That's Oklahoma.
I tell you what, Oklahoma, you come on down here, hold that beer, and come on down here.
Yeah, the Oklahoma Adventure Trail is like 70% road or 70% dirt and 30% road, but you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, the dirt in
Okay.
some places is better than the roads, right,
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah, they grade the dirt. They don't grade the road.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, well that makes sense, and I got a little bit better idea of kind of all right. That was it. I just wondered where you guys had.
We're
your
not afraid to
meeting.
drive our vehicles either. We'll like last year we all drove our vehicles to the Moore Expo.
Yeah.
Eric
Yeah,
kind of
last year was
down,
fun.
but
The more the Moore Expo this past year was pretty phenomenal. Like the growth that they've seen over the past year was pretty phenomenal.
And the
But
drive
we woke
home was
up-
epic.
It was 0. There was none degrees. There was none
None
of them.
degrees.
There
None
was
degrees.
there was no degrees.
Okay,
His,
wait.
uh,
That may be
his-
the new word. None degrees.
his truck
No.
got freezing.
Yeah.
So
it froze
this
up.
year, this year it's in April.
It's in
Yeah.
April.
Perfect.
They've already outgrown the whole entire thing, and they're filling up the outside now.
Yeah,
I was
where the
We're
Dodge
gonna
trucks
talk
were,
about that.
they're going to have booths.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's going to
perfect.
be a huge tent there. There's good.
Beer
I mean,
garden.
man, I guess it's just crazy.
Good. I
It
won't
was-
miss Valentine's this year and have this
Right
year
on.
have to live in the
Yeah.
doghouse.
I
Yeah.
don't know why everybody makes a big deal about that. My wife, she's just like, here,
She
I'll pack
was-
your shit.
Mine was pissed.
Hey, single here, so
Well,
God.
last year
no.
I was
Okay.
dating somebody and I was
He's a nice
approached.
guy.
I was approached to have fun with somebody. Dude, that was
Uh-oh.
crazy.
was it a guy?
No,
Okay.
we're not getting into all that, but it was
doesn't-
I
he doesn't want to talk about
politely declined. But
So
I
you're
was
not-
surprised.
So
I
you're
was
not
a little-
sure if it was a guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
He didn't
Maybe.
quite make it past the playing tonsil hockey with him or her.
Yeah. No, that's funny. Very funny. But no, yeah, it's a good time. Last year was crazy. One thing I also thought was interesting, and you guys telling your stories, you both like grew up in square bodies. Like
Yeah.
before you guys had met, you guys were square hot rods and square bodies.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so
actually grew
obviously
up
when
in-
you guys met, there had to be, and I'm not trying to bring the gay stuff up again, but there must have been a lot of chemistry, and you guys just probably right away became good friends, I would imagine.
Exactly. I mean, I've been thinking of creating this group for a while before I met Eric. And once I met him, like you just said, we just clicked. It's like he's got a 4Runner, I got a 4Runner. We live pretty close to each other.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's a lot of bromance there.
Yeah. So let me ask both of you guys this question and answer it independently. But what would be your dream vehicle if you had unlimited money? You could have whatever built the way you wanted to. What would be your dream vehicle? And we'll let Kyle go first this time.
Swear to God, if you say Toyota, I might scream.
Well, you better get your lungs ready because you're gonna scream.
I'm teasing.
The off-road rig would be a Toyota, like a Hilux diesel, solid axle swap.
There you go.
But if we were saying hot rods, it'd be something different. But we're not here for that, are we?
Oh no, we can talk hot rod. I'm a big hot rod fan.
Well, I'd go. I actually got an '87 Oldsmobile Cutlass that I'm doing a resto
Whoa.
mod on.
Whoa, wait. Is it a 442 with Hurst?
No,
Olds, or-
it's an '87. It was actually a
I
Supreme
didn't hear the year.
Warhol. So
Yeah.
it was the fancy model. But I'm putting
Oh.
bucket seats in it, mild built engine. It's going to be a street machine or a G machine as they call it. So I can hit the autocross as well as the drag strip and still have fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Did you know that Oldsmobile made the two-door Cutlass with a diesel?
Yes, they did, and actually they use those diesel engines and make them into stroker motors and produce high amount of horsepower.
Because we're gnarly.
I
They
didn't know that.
Yeah.
they were POS.
See, here's
is
the
pretty-
deal. Lee knows he's like an idiot savant. He knows. Let's preface the idiot part.
Wait.
He
Hold on a
knows-
minute. What idiot? Oh, kidding
Yeah.
me.
He knows
Well,
more shit about everything than anybody I've ever met in my life.
You know, we call that a jack of all trades.
No.
Master.
I like idiot savant better.
That sounds a little more
So,
sophisticated.
I'm not going to
The-
chime in.
The old.
I'm probably getting canceled because I'm probably
Yeah.
not supposed to say it that way anymore.
I don't
but
really care.
the spectrum, like I think that's the way you're
Dude,
supposed to say it now. He's part of the spectrum.
So I had a 442.
Oh, nice.
Did you?
Yeah. And I also had, and there are moments in your life where you have vehicles that you wish you never would have sold. You
Oh,
didn't know what you had. And I mean, there's just nothing you can do about it. But the 442, it was kind of rough. So, I mean, it wasn't like anything I cherished. But my mom's friend had an Oldsmobile, a 442 with T-tops.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Remember the T-tops on it?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember those? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I ended up with one of the most, well, I wish I still had it. I'm sure you know what the other version of the Oldsmobile was when it went to Buick.
Yeah, the Grand National.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
That's badass.
the car I wished I still had.
Yeah.
So you're talking like 80 style Grand National.
Yeah.
With the 3.8
Yeah, the turbo 3.
turbo 3.8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the turbo
six cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
never knew what I had.
Do you know how much those are going for right now?
It's
I just looked
stupid.
at one on Bring a Trailer. Stupid.
Okay, so before COVID and all that crap started, I know they were selling easily for like 20 grand. What are they selling for now?
I think this one the other day was going for almost 60.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
I got an
Wow.
old friend that's got one sitting in his driveway right now, and it's on jack stands and hasn't moved in like 10 years. And I'm sure it's still sitting there. Boy, I
You know,
wish I
that's
had bought it.
definitely one vehicle that if you do any kind of resto mod to it or do anything other than stock, people will kick
Lose
your
value.
ass.
There's one on Bring a Trailer right now. It's a 87 Buick, the GNX, which was a off kind of spin off of it, but it was the 3.8 V6. It's number 389 of 547, and the current bid is $202,000.
Holy
Wow.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
All right, Eric, it's your turn.
Okay.
And we'll do the hot rod and the off road vehicle.
Ooh. I'm okay. If money was no issue, I'm
Money's
gonna
no
go.
issue.
I'm gonna go with the resto mod as well. I'm gonna go with a 68 Firebird.
Ooh.
Oh.
68 Firebird with like a. Well, I want like the LS6. I want something nasty in it.
Oh, okay.
But I also want AC. I want to be able to drive it from freaking Maine to California.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotcha.
but I want like the newer, nice plush interior. But I want a 68 Firebird on the outside. I
Yeah,
think the
with
68
all the
Yeah.
nice suspension mods and
Yeah,
all that, make it drive like a vehicle of today.
absolutely.
You know, perform like the vehicles do now. All
And
that
I
kind
want
of
it-
stuff.
Did you say
Black
you
on
wanted
black
a
on
hard
black.
top or a soft top?
What's that?
Hard top or soft top? I don't
going
remember
hard top.
these. Hard top.
Yeah, going hard top, black on black on black. And I want it lowered. I want it like probably on like 18s. I just think I think that's a beautiful car.
It is.
So you know one thing about that car is it and the GTO, for some reason when I see them just in a split second, I
Yeah.
sometimes get those confused. I mean,
Yeah.
there's something about the body styles on them that
Well, the
I
note,
have to- I'd have to take another look at them, but that's
I mean, the
that's-
GTO is beautiful too, but I just that Firebird, the original first Firebird is just beautiful to me.
yeah.
All right. So now tell us your off road vehicle.
Okay, yeah, it's not a Toyota. It's not a Toyota. We
Ooh.
talked about square body Chevys, and it's going to be like I want like probably like a I don't know 85, but I want the barn door rear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
85 barn door rear, and I want on sitting on 1 tons obviously, and I mean a lot of people put the diesel in it. but I think I still want to just go with an LS. I want a
Mhm.
good, solid, maybe like a 400 horsepower, LS, something reliable. And I mean, it's going to be I want it to be like a jack of all trades. I want to be able to drive it across country well. I want probably 37s on it, nothing stupid, but
Nice.
I want it to be drivable. I got 2 kids, and there's so much room in a Suburban.
Yeah, there was one for sale. There's a shop near here that sells a bunch of older vehicles, older trucks. There's another one. I live in Mustang, Oklahoma, and then there's the same, I think, owner owns one that has like older GTOs and Firebirds and Camaros and stuff like that. But he had a barn door Suburban on 35s, original interior, 110,000 miles on it.
What?
And it was the dark blue with the electric blue in the middle. So it was a rare color combination, and it was $11,000.
It's not bad.
Not too bad. And that was probably 2 years ago. It's gone now.
We say it's not too bad, but can you believe what they were 5 years ago?
Oh yeah, you give them away.
Gosh, it's so stupid.
Yeah. You want $500 for this truck? That's what it was then.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Insane.
So, okay. So I'm going to go, and you guys are going to be shocked. My vehicle would be a Toyota.
Okay.
My off-road vehicle would be a Toyota. I would go with the Troopy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would go with the Troopy with some kind of Hercules top, that opened up, that you could stand up in, you could live in, kind of like what they had. I do like the new one they have, the Maltec
I haven't seen the brand new one. They come with the yellow one?
Well, the yellow one got in trouble because it was imported illegally.
Yeah.
And they were told it was good. And it was a Maltec vehicle. So there was a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So it had to be shipped back to Germany. And part of the deal was that they got a new vehicle built.
You know how they discovered it, right?
That VIN number on the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new one, the green one, it's pretty kick ass.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the green one yet.
Yeah.
They rolled through Tulsa not too long ago, and Lee got to take him out to dinner. And what was that? Was that Thanksgiving?
Right before Thanksgiving, yeah.
Well, Thanksgiving they came through, and then it was after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, something like that.
It was earlier, yeah.
Michael, didn't you interview them at one time?
Oh yeah, I've talked to him. I talk to him on the phone every once in a while. They're cool. Amazing. Yeah.
They look like it, yeah.
So on my podcast, it was sex, drugs, and a foot race.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. I'm like, you asked me about how the sex was in Rooftop 10.
Well, they talk about it all the time.
Yeah, man. They look
and it was so fun. Their reaction was like, oh, we've never been asked a question like that. And I was like, no, I've never interviewed you. So, I'm right there with you as far as, with them, as far as the way they communicate to each other and the way they talk on their videos. I love them to death. They're two of the coolest people that I've ever talked to. And their whole thing is about exploring and sharing it. And they're just a cool couple.
They look like it, man. They portray it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're really the same when you talk to them and you get to know them. That's really who they are.
That's cool.
But yeah, I do a Troopy.
Okay.
I'd probably go pretty crazy with it. I wouldn't go crazy as far as a lift because, they're a big vehicle, but as far as just doing, the trails that we do, Arkansas would be a little bit of a stretch for some of those trails, but 99% of the overland trails in the United States, a full-size vehicle could be on. So it would serve its purpose there. Now, as far as a hot rod, this is near and dear to my heart because my mom had one whenever I was little. I've got to go 240Z.
Okay.
240Z all day long, and I would build the motherfuck out of it.
Yeah.
It would be retro rotted. I have a buddy that's building one, and I think they're putting an LS in it.
Okay.
Like they're putting a roll cage in it. I mean, it's just gonna be stupid. Gonna be stupid.
You see all the ones that Heavy D smashed on that on his YouTube channel?
Oh, I did not.
He smashed like 100 of them.
Man, that hurts me.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. No, those are cool cars, man.
Yeah, it's one of the better looking I think vehicles of its time, especially for the price point that it was at.
I agree.
It had the look of an exotic car.
It did.
With the long nose, with all that stuff. In fact, they called it a poor man's Ferrari for a long time. And if you
Yeah.
get a fair lady, oh man. Yeah. Anyway, so those are sweet. Lee, let's let you go. What would you get?
Well, funny thing is, I'd probably do the HJ47, which is the troopy, like you're talking about.
Okay.
I would actually. I'm thinking I'd probably convert it over with a 4BT Cummings.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'd put in as a 4BT.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be anything, crazy. It'd be a 30 on some 35s. Nothing overly eccentric, for lifts or whatever. I'm like Michael. 99% of the places I go, I don't intend on tearing my shit up because it costs too damn much. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean that's kind of where I think that's where I'd be. As far as hot rods go, I know everybody.
Volkswagen. He's gonna say Volkswagen.
No, actually I wasn't gonna
What?
say no. I got this thing for old El Caminos.
Oh,
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
I get on board.
I don't know what it is, but like the 66.
Yes.
With
Those
the
are really
round
nice.
headlights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a guy in
Yeah.
high school. Him and his dad both had one, a white one and a black one, and badass.
I think that it stems from growing up, and my neighbor had one. It wasn't a 66, it was newer, but he was the district manager or something for Firestone Corporation. And I mean, he had this red El Camino, and it had a big 454 in it. I mean, it was all dressed to the hilt. And I mean, it was just gnarly. And so, but I like the old 66 style with the round headlights.
Yeah. Here's the deal. You'll find out, especially in the hot rod world, that most of the time, or sports car, whatever you want to say, most of the time when people talk about their older dream vehicle, it's because there was a vehicle when they were a kid.
Yeah.
That was the first vehicle that got them a boner.
Yeah.
That's usually the way that works.
The first time I rode in that, and his son and I, Robbie, jumped in the back. That's when you could ride in the back of them.
Yeah.
And we were going to go take their boat. They had a 26-foot Sea Ray, and we were going to go take it down and launch it. And I remember him pulling out on the highway, and we were sitting up, leaned up against the cab, and he laid into that son of a bitch, and we both slid to the tailgate. And he still had the boat behind it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so. And so, I mean, Michael's right. It's probably where it all stemmed from. My light just died.
So are you going like a factory with it? Or are you doing a resto mod, or like all original? What are you doing with it?
No, I would put probably a 454 small block.
454 is big block.
Nope. You can get a 454 small block.
I got
my best buddy's got one in his Nova.
Well, he does. He's got a buddy that's
I got a buddy that's
aftermarket.
I got a buddy that's just ate up with it, and after he put one in his Nova, I'm like, that's what I'd have. But anyway, I wouldn't go, original with it, but I wouldn't go too terribly crazy. Part of me would go, let's get some wide slicks in the back and cut out the,
mini tub it.
Yeah. But then the other part of me is like, man, it's just such a neat ride. Kind of maybe stick to
you want to be able to drive it. I mean,
yeah.
Once you
that's a what do they call it? A bracket car. I mean, that ended up being a bracket car kind of thing. Consistently, down the 8th mile, all that stuff. That'd be fun. Eric Stevens brings up a Mach 1 1972. I remember the first time I saw one. We had a teacher. Was it a teacher that had one whenever I was in elementary school? Mm-hmm. And I remember, as far as a Mustang, I thought those things were badass.
Yeah.
They were just so different looking and my dad, Now I say this. Now I wasn't around when my dad had this, but he had the Barracuda with the bubble glass
Oh,
on the back.
man.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the first gen, I guess, of the Barracudas with that bubble
Yeah.
glass.
Yeah.
And he talks about it all the time.
You know, you mentioned that, and actually, we just had a '67 Barracuda in the shop for the
Ooh.
transmission just last week. Those
Oh,
things are beautiful.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
yeah. Yeah, the one what Don Johnson drove in that TV show that he was in, he always had the coolest cars. You know, what was that with Cheech from Cheech and Chong?
Miami Vice.
Nash Bridges.
Oh, Nash Bridges. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You
I'm
know,
showing my
that,
age here. I don't know.
and
what
I
you
don't
guys
know
are
the
talking
year
about.
on that, but that body style I always felt was the best of the Mustang and the Camaro combined.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the look of it was just kind of the best of both of those 67s combined. You know, and I
Okay.
thought, yeah, they hit that one because it's a little smoother line. You know, it's a sexy vehicle. I really
Dude,
do like
Mopar killed it in the 60s and 70s, man.
Yeah.
73 CUDA is what Lester said. Skip.
know-
I'm sorry. Skip
Skip.
said.
You know, the thing about Mopar stuff is you got to give them credit for what they did in that era.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything was badass. But the problem I have is that everybody wants that same thing. Nobody thinks outside the box. And I
Well,
say nobody.
Well,
I
because
say
they
a
all
lot-
fucking fell apart. You know, when the
Well-
gas prices went way up back in the
True.
80s or whatever
Yeah.
it was, their
70s,
company
yeah.
fell apart.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, I think that Mopar had, yeah, they were killing it, but at the same time, there were so many other vehicles that were made in that same era that I think people just overlook and don't realize that are of equal performance and value, or
See,
not value, but worth.
Yeah.
I don't know,
yeah,
man.
No, I
'cause
agree.
you
It's
see-
definitely a cult following in that
Oh, yeah.
part of the work, that part of the hot rod scene.
But you go to a car show. I mean, maybe it's different down there, but if you go to a car show here, you're gonna have 10 Camaros and
Yeah.
15 Mustangs and like maybe one Mopar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. See, down here, I think it is a little different. I mean, there's a lot of Mopar down here.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you get, it's still the Roadrunner takes the show whenever
Yeah.
whenever one of those bastards pulls up with that big cone on the front and the big wing
Oh
on
yeah,
the
that
back.
big tail on the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody's flocking to that thing. Everybody's gonna be drooling over that.
I
But the
really
thing
like
is,
the Super
I
B.
think it's
I like
ugly.
the Super B better
I think it's
myself.
ugly. Even the Super
Okay.
B. I think they're
Is
all
it
ugly.
ugly? Yeah, but you gotta respect what it was though.
Totally respect
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the classic off-roading vehicles that, like the Nissan Patrol. That
Yeah.
some bitch is uglier than 210, sardine
Yeah.
cans put together. But
Well, but that was back in the day when what Mopar was trying to do was win NASCAR every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, and they did.
So they built it to be
Yeah.
a rocket. That's why that car looks like that.
now you got Toyota just trying to kill it. But and that's the truth.
yeah,
but no, I mean-
Toyota's in, Mopar's out.
I know, right? Isn't it
Yeah,
funny
it's
how
crazy.
things have changed? But
Yeah.
the old Mopar, like the Super B, for instance, it's just
Yeah.
ugly. It's just fucking ugly. But it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's cool as hell. The history behind it is amazing.
Absolutely.
And but you also have that same kind of thing when you look at, like I just said, a Nissan Patrol, or even look at an old Land Cruiser JT, the old truck, just a
Mhm.
single cab Land Cruiser truck. That
Yeah.
son of a bitch wouldn't get out of its own way.
Well, you
But
are
everybody wants
onto
one.
something with how ugly, Mopar was then when you compare that to a GTO.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just totally different looking vehicles, but obviously that Challenger was just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
yeah.
mean, different makes for different people. I mean, that's why there's a
True.
variety of them.
Well, yeah.
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 Absolutely.
And then,
Absolutely.
I've never been a Ford guy, so like the Mustang thing, I can never jump on board with.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
you
think
know,
about this. What if, in the overlanding and off-roading world, we were limited to Jeeps and Toyotas. I mean,
Boy, that'd be
really,
boring.
that would be boring, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, personally, I'd probably just stick to flying. But anyway,
Wow. No, I wouldn't.
well, I mean, can't stand the Toyotas and the Jeeps. I mean, you drive them off a parking lot, and those bastards just squeak and reek like they're 100 years old already. But so
Trying to make
I wanna-
friends. Trying to make friends, Lee.
listen, just for the record, I do this all the time, and it's just nothing more than just to poke at everybody. I don't hate either one of them.
Hey, there is one vehicle that I forgot, and as far as a pickup truck, it would be the Cyclone.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that is a beast.
Dude, that thing killed it for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And
One
then
of
you
the
got
baddest production trucks ever made.
Yes.
and then you got its big brother,
The
the
Typhoon.
Typhoon.
Yeah.
They're
Typhoon was
Typhoon.
just a little more weight. That was
That's
the
all
only
it
problem.
was, just a little more weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
the
those are-
Cyclone was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Those trucks were so freaking cool. When they came out, I was just drooling all over myself. Like, ugh.
That's
so
a truck
cool.
that doesn't usually come up on the radar. Like when you start talking about vehicles, it's something I hardly ever think about. But when you
Mhm.
said it, it's like everybody knows it though.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have to say GMC
Yeah.
Cyclone. Just Cyclone.
So that's a badass truck.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The first truck I actually had was a S10 Blazer '94.
Mm-hmm.
I tried wheeling that thing, and it was like driving a brick. So
You
I
know what, though?
realized-
But the ZR2s that they made were pretty cool.
They are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like them.
They were kind of ahead of their time. And I'm really surprised we don't see more of those on the trail,
And you know
as an overland type vehicle, because they're more than capable.
You got
they
that.
are. You know, in that 4.3, that's a powerhouse.
Bulletproof
Yeah.
motor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's reliable as hell.
Yeah.
And an S10 really didn't hold its value, so you can still buy an S10 pretty cheap. However, right now, like it's old now, so there's a lot of miles on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the only bad thing. But I agree with you 100%.
Well, and I think
Good
you're going to
vehicle.
see the S10 market get insane because the mini trucks are coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should have
You
never
know.
killed the S10.
Yeah, the lowrider stuff is coming back. You're going to see a big 90s, the 80s and 90s culture, late 80s and 90s clothing's coming back. And I'm telling you, lowrider
clothing's
trucks,
coming back.
you're going to
Yeah.
see it like all over the place. And it's going to be that stupid shit where the bed does all this bullshit. And yeah.
And now we
Yeah.
got technology.
Oh yeah. So
You
it'll
know?
be even worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
them do it.
Need to start buying up all the S10s to
Yeah.
hoard them and while we can still get them cheap right now.
I
But
wanted to
that's
give
the
you a
next
quick
big thing.
Nissan story, giving Nissan a little bit of credit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, this last wheeling event we went to, there's this waterfall at this off-road park, and I'm like, I got there and I was there for 10 minutes. So I'm like, hey, let's go to this waterfall. I think I can climb it. I've never been able to climb it before, but for some reason this time I'm going to magically climb this waterfall.
Oh yeah. You gotta try.
Yeah, so there's, I don't know, 10 people in our group, and I'm the first one that gets to this waterfall area. So I go up to it, and well, I kind of smash into it about 5 or 6 times, and then Kyle's like, "You're not gonna make it. You're good, man." I was like, one more time, the one more time thing. So I,
Hold my beer.
smashed into the waterfall again, and well, I heard a big pop, and I'm like, "What was that?" And everybody's like, "Well, I don't know." Anyways, I broke my U-joint. I thought I broke my drive shaft, spit my drive shaft out. So anyways, lick up my wounds. I'm in front of 10 people, just made an ass out of myself for not even looking cool doing it, So I pull away from it, and another Toyota pulls up, and he makes his front of it on top of the waterfall.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have sliders. He doesn't want to push it. So he backs off of it and then lets the next person go. The next person is an Xterra.
Mhm.
And so the Xterra, I think, I guess it was kind of a built Xterra.
It was. You had skids, sliders, lockers. It
Pro
was
4X
pretty-
maybe.
Do what?
Pro 4X or factory lockers or
You know
Aftermarket.
what? I don't know.
I think it could have been factory.
It could have been factory. So there's like 10 Toyotas here, okay? I'm not joking. There's 10 Toyotas watching. This guy in this Nissan Xterra kind of just pulls up to it. And he looks at it. We're like, hey, you going to try it? He's like, yeah, I'll try it. We're like, okay, so I'll video it, you know? So he pulls up to it and, well, didn't even without trying, gets the front of his truck on top of the waterfall. We're like, huh, you know? Okay. So then he just kind of gives it a little gas and just crawls right up that son of a bitch.
Well, here's the deal with the Nissan, you know, the Xterra and the Frontier, they're overbuilt, you know, as far as the truck goes.
And
They're
they're underrated.
overbuilt. The frame's a little overbuilt for what they are, but they say they share the same frame as the Titan. You
Yeah.
know, the same,
wow.
basically the same thing. That's why they do the Titan swaps, because
Okay.
you can bolt on the front end of a 4-wheel drive Titan, and you've got heavier duty everything, you know, because it comes from the full size truck.
I actually did not know that.
Why Toyota and everybody else hasn't figured that kind of thing out blows my mind. I have no I always got so pissed with my Liberty. Now don't get me wrong, the Liberty's not a real off-road vehicle. I mean, they had a 4-wheel drive, but it's a grocery getter, it's a soccer mom vehicle, all that. I get it. But I don't know why they didn't have all of the parts interchangeable, because it makes more sense as a company to say the same front end on the Grand Cherokee is the same front end on, you know, the other SUVs, the Commander. I think most of those bolts, there's a certain generation you can get that bolts together the same. But the same with the Liberty. It just makes more sense to make those parts interchangeable.
It does. I agree.
You know, rather than reinventing the wheel all over fucking again. Like, it makes no sense. It's one of my biggest gripes with most companies out there, that they make it too hard to do what we want to do with them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Well, one of my big gripes. Okay. Like I said, we're Toyota fan base, and I hate to be dogging on Toyota, but like a Toyota Tacoma, if you want to put 35s on a Toyota Tacoma, like a newer one, you have to cut the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And you got to re-gear it.
I mean, need to, for sure. And
you got to
like,
push the foot panel in, you know, where
what do they call that? Body chop?
Body chop.
Yeah.
Body mount.
Body chop.
Yeah. You got to do so much for it, which, why not just make all these wheel welds just big?
And okay, like we said, like earlier, like 35s is the new like 42.
I know you guys can't see this real well, but I'm gonna try to make it so you can see it.
Oh, the Nissan, yeah.
But they're comparing the body lines of the Nissan and the Tacoma, new Nissan and the Tacoma.
Yeah.
And when you look at them, man, they kind of look alike.
They did.
Yeah, it was a Nissan looking over Toyota's shoulders, like, "Hey, can I copy your homework?"
Yeah,
a little bit.
Toyota was like, "Okay, but make it a little bit different."
I tell you what, though, the new Nissan Frontier, they hit it out of the park, man.
And they got a
good-looking
proven
truck.
motor in that thing
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's a good-looking truck. 9-speed, I think, transmission in it now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, the 9-speed transmission alone kind of.
And
pretty
the
good,
Pro
man.
4X has a locker in the rear.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, but they're $55,000.
Yeah. Well, the new Toyota Tundra, even the TRD Pro. Okay, you have the Raptors and you have the TRX, and I mean, I know that's another trim package above, but I mean, they didn't put 35s on it. Like, why didn't you put 35s on it?
Have they gone away from the V8s now? Because I know they're going to.
Yeah, V8's gone, but it's like 450 horsepower though, man.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Here's my main problem with that. So a V8, you know, every once in a while you may max it out whenever you're doing something stupid, right?
Yeah.
But that V6 is going to be maxed out like all the damn time. So I think you're more likely to have breakage because you're asking a smaller motor to make more horsepower. There's going to be more heat in that motor because you're asking it to work more. You know, I think that you're looking at no more longevity whenever they start. When it, you know, let's talk about them 10 years from now. Are the V6s still out there with the heavier motor and or the heavier, you know, vehicle and what they're trying to do. The turbos are going to wear out. Like all that stuff's going to be a problem, where if you just had a V8 in it, that V8 is going to blah, 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 and just do it.
There's no replacement for displacement.
There's not.
Yes.
Well, I mean, look at the Nissan GTR.
Mhm.
V6 turbocharged, 2,000 horse easily, and they just keep going.
My buddy's got one, dude. It's badass.
Buick Grand National V6,
Yeah, but
Ford EcoBoost V6. You know, it's there, but like you say, you got a small.
Okay, we've got
to
two
make more
vans.
power.
We've got two vans at work. Both of them are the Express Chevy vans.
Okay.
They both have the 6.0 V8s in them. If
Yeah.
those had V6s in them, we wouldn't have reached 1 million miles in one of them and 860,000 miles in the other one.
Wow.
What?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that right.
So
Like you said, you got
that's
smaller
where I bring
package
that-
doing more work.
that's where my background goes. It's like, and we haul weight in those vehicles,
Yeah.
you know, so there's no, and neither one of those motors have been rebuilt.
No way, man.
Neither one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
One
a
of them-
testament.
I think both of them have had a new transmission put in them, but
Okay,
that's it.
fine.
That's it.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's still shocking right there.
It is, man. That is like ridiculous, actually.
Yeah.
That is a testament.
Well, hey guys, we've gone an hour and a half. It doesn't feel like it. Every time I bring that up, people are like, really? We've been on here that long?
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap this up. Tell everybody where they can find you on social medias.
STL Toyota Off Road, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
The whole 9 yards, man. But Facebook's the main way to get a hold of us all. We have the page and the group, STL Toyota Off Road, both of them.
Gotcha.
TikTok. Really?
TikTok. They do
Yeah,
their
yeah,
dances.
yeah, yeah.
I told you they were gay. Damn it.
Hey, that was actually my buddy Brandon, who's one of the upper guys in the group.
Wait,
who
wait,
decided
wait,
to make
Is
that.
it a Brandon
That's
that
his
we know?
thing.
Did we? Is it? It's not a Brandon we know, is it?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay,
I'm just
well,
teasing
that's
with you
better
guys
then.
too,
Are
by
you-
the way.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Let's Go Brandon?
Brandon, the Toyota
Oh,
guy.
shit.
What's his last
Funny.
name? Begins with an M. He's a freaking moron. Love him
Okay.
to death. What is his? I'm going blank on his last name. Oh, I'm gonna get so much shit from it because I can't think of his last name. Anyway, he's a Nissan guy. He's got an Xterra. All right, guys. Well, we're wrapping it up. Thank you guys for being on the show. This
Hey.
was fun.
Thank you.
Thanks
We'll
really-
have you
I
guys
really
on
appreciate
again
it.
because obviously there's more to talk about, and this is just kind of the way we do the show. We never know what's going to happen. We ended up talking about hot rods for
Hell
half
yeah,
of it.
man.
So that's just kind of what we do, and it was in the chat like crazy. So,
Cool.
Lee, thank you for all the things that you do for pushing the buttons.
Yes, thank you.
Everybody out there, thank you for listening, for watching. The people in the chat, we appreciate you guys. You really make this show fun. And Eric and Kyle, thanks for being on.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
I really appreciate it.
All right. So whatever you guys do out there, make sure that you go all over.